Hi guys, it's Mr. Walker Todd here.
And I'm Mrs. Walker Tart.
And we recently went to the Peak District, which hopefully if you've listened to episode 6 you'll have heard our episode on that, and hopefully you enjoyed episode 7, our first ever live stream. What we have now is something a little bit different, a little bonus bite, if you will, from our visit to the Peak District.
We went along and tried both the Bakewell Tart and the Bakewell Pudding. And so here is our great adventure, tasting that tantalising treat.
Enjoy.
So
I'm starting at least with the pudding? No, the tart.
the Bakewell Tart, and I'm starting with the Bakewell Pudding.
We both have a little jar of custard and we have a big jar of cream.
And traditionally, I believe, you're meant to eat it with both custard and cream.
Which is, I mean, if we must, we must, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pour some custard on a bit. I'm going to have a bit without as well, I think, so I can just try it without.
I'm going to try without first. So
Look at that lump of custard. proper. They've made the custard.
oh, it's nice because it's a bit warm.
Yeah.
Now, we must confess, neither of us are typical Bakewell Tart fans.
No, I wouldn't usually pick it. But then I think the most of my experience has been, what do you call it? Like Mr. Kipling, which is probably not anything anyone around here would accept. Yeah? How is it? What's it like in the middle?
So, it's a really nice, like, kind of flaky pastry, but it's not puff pastry. And then the inside, there's some nice jam. And then on the top, there's a very thin layer of sort of, I guess, pastry, sort of frangipani situation. But it doesn't taste too almondy. I thought it was going to.
Initially, hit of almond.
This is the tart.
This is the tart. Oh, mind the dogs. Dogs want the tart too. Yeah, initially a hit of almond, and then because it's got a nice top on the tart, that kind of really takes over. And that kind of thick, I guess, almond layer is chewy almost, but in a nice way. It doesn't sound the most appetizing, but it is very nice.
I've just put some custard on mine, and I'm 100% sure that's ambrosia.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like fancy.
And I'm going in for the cream, guys. I'm doing it all. Oh yes.
Go get a photo of that.
Well, it doesn't look the most appetizing.
No.
It tastes good.
I would say neither are pretty to look at.
You've not come here for finesse. You've come here for
Proper.
traditional. We are at the old original Bakewell pudding shop in Bakewell. Because when you come to the Peak District, you can't not come here. And
how often do you go through a place where the name of the place is in the name of the food?
exactly.
The sun's trying to come out, which always helps with the fact that we're sitting outside, COVID and all that.
I love that we had both agreed, we won't finish the puddings because we're going somewhere very nice.
I mean,
for
I've already
lunch.
had half.
I've already demolished half.
Yeah.
So,
Are you ready to swap soon?
nearly. But I'm not sure about how I feel about swapping because I'm really enjoying it.
Now I'm further in, I can kind of better see the layout. So yeah, you've got, looks like obviously the pastry base, because this is the tart. Pastry base with a pretty thin crust. Nice and crunchy, but not too like burnt. And then you've got the layer of, what is the layer? Is it just like smashed almond, like frangipani sort of thing?
Well, yeah, but technically when you read about it, it's like an egg pastry mixture that they smeared on the top.
Yeah, well that's where that chewiness comes from, but it is nice. It's a very close tart, like in terms of a sweet tart. It's a very close texture. And then yeah, a thin layer of that white icing with the kind of chocolate or brown icing kind of cocktail stick through it to give it a nice distinct look. Bit of powdered sugar on top. They do it with powdered sugar. Does yours? Yeah, yours have powdered sugar too. The pudding.
I can see the guy in the back going crazy with the powdered sugar, which is making me crack up.
And then just jam on the plate, drizzled all over the plate.
It's like a raspberry jus.
It's. I feel like calling it hello.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's got a dog trying to get in on our tart.
It's so good. I'm not sure Todd's getting a full half of this, to be honest.
Hey, what? What was that? Right. I'm going to stop at the halfway mark.
You better take your foot away from me.
Ooh, that raspberry jam, whatever it is really good.
But
I don't really get it when I'm eating the main item on the plate.
okay,
So this is your like dry side, this is your custard and cream side, so you have the option of both.
Oh, it looks much more biscuity, cakey.
It is biscuity, right? That's what I mean with the texture.
Than the. So this is the tart. It's more biscuity, cakey than the pudding. The pudding is like a pudding. It's nice.
The pudding has almost like a caramelized top, like a thin layer of sugar that they've browned
Oh. Oh no, I definitely prefer the pudding.
up. They're very different.
Oh god, that's so almondy.
So what?
Oh no.
It's very almondy. That
To
first
be
hit
honest,
is.
I'm probably going to have 2 mouthfuls of this and
then
I'll
stop.
be done. I am not a Bakewell
wow.
Tart fan, but a Bakewell pudding, get behind that.
Oh my god, the Bakewell pudding's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone knows the Bakewell Tart. I don't know why they did better. This is definitely the superior.
I guess because the tart is more portable.
Yeah, the tart would definitely keep more. Also, this pudding is warm.
Oh yeah, and probably easier to manufacture because everything here is made by hand.
Yeah.
And the pudding, you can definitely tell that, which is really nice.
The pastry's lovely.
And the tart is made by hand, but I'm sure it could be manufactured, which is hence why we have that.
Yeah. So, if you ever find the option for a Bakewell pudding, I think
Go for that.
that is definitely a superior option. It doesn't really have any resemblance. They're two completely different things. I know they have similar ingredients, but there's no almond hit with this, with the pudding.
It was a tiny bit,
But it's nothing like the tart.
but it's nothing like the tart. I would arguably say it's a totally different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
If I ate the pudding, I wouldn't know it was a Bakewell pudding. I'd know it was delicious.
Yes, whereas the
But
flavour and the texture of the tart is like immediately recognisable.
Bakewell Tart.
Yeah. So there's a definite distinction. I'm going to put some custard and cream on this.
Go for it.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, there's more custard in here.
That's fine. I just need a little bit.
But yeah, it's this really cute little tea shop.
Yeah. We saw on the staircase, because they have a restaurant upstairs, we're sitting outside. All the famous people who've been there.
Yeah, it was
Famous
an
is
interesting
like
mixture of people.
A rogues gallery of...
I'd say a B list.
B is, I think, generous, but fair enough. And some of the bigger names, David Dickinson, for example.
I was excited about the hairy bikers because I do trust their food.
Oh yeah, they were really high up on the list.
Recommendations.
And they got 2 photos on the board.
They did get 2 photos.
2 whole photos on the fairly small boards to really hammer the whole thing home.
But yeah, really cute little tea shop. In terms of sort of the origin story, to me it sounds like someone pinched this recipe when I think about the story.
Yeah.
But basically this lady was like, make a really nice strawberry tart for our guests to her cook. And her cook was probably tired of being given orders and so wasn't paying attention to what she was doing. And then she like spread the sort of egg flour mixture over the top of the tart on top of the jam by accident. Baked it anyway because she was like, fuck it, we're here now. Served it. I love her boldness because I feel like back in the day this could have got you
Frickin', yeah.
outcasted.
Yeah, sure.
And it was an absolute storm. And this other local lady, Mrs. Wilson, realised it was glorious, got the recipe, and then opened up shop. And here we are.
Here we are. Although I still feel like the wrong dessert made it big time. The tart versus, based on the now we've had it. I'm going to say, should we swap the plates back so you can enjoy? Because I know you're really loving the pudding.
My husband's being very nice to me right now.
Okay, I still get a nice dessert to eat. I know it's not quite the same. It's still very good.
And this is why our relationship works.
Compromise is the key.
I don't really feel like compromising the situation. You just gave me what I wanted.
Well, I still get a dessert.
That's true. Also, can we just appreciate that it's recommended that you eat this with custard and cream?
Custard and cream. And
Not
then,
or, and.
And they serve it with both. If you ask for it. I think on the menu it just says one or the other.
I know.
But we asked for both and they brought both in jugs so you could go wild.
Wild. But yeah, we're literally sat outside. Down the road, there's another Bakewell pudding shop in sight. We've passed quite a few.
Yeah.
But
apparently this is the original. I mean, they all say that, of course, but this one, although it doesn't
They
seem
don't
to
all
actually
say that.
be in this town. But you know, certain places like the oldest pub in the world, like there's about 8 of those.
yeah, and the best coffee.
Yeah.
Lies.
You're just thinking of Alf, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
You did it. You really did it. I think we should enjoy the last few mouthfuls of this and come back to us in the studio.
Yeah. Should I pause this?
Yeah, bye for now.
Bye for now, everyone.
Hopefully you enjoyed that famished bite. We certainly did.
And don't forget, always leave room for more.
Bye.
Bye.